Hi, Brendan. I did. It's not too bad. It's within 5. It's 2 seconds off. It's not bad. So you guys will have a 2-second head start. That's perfect. Great. Brendan, how you doing, man? That's good. Enjoying the warm weather. You've got a nice backyard to swim in. I expect you're using that a lot. Oh, I heard a rumor too. I'm going to turn off my mic because I don't want to spread rumors on YouTube. I see 3 viewers online. One of them's me, one of them's Andrew, and one of them's Brendan. I think we're all accounted for. Dude. Yeah, you can exit it. It's a fan controller. Check. Check. It'll occasionally spike, but it generally goes back down.
Oh, I have a countdown.
Is it steady?
What's Chrome doing? Oh, because it's...
Oh, Chrome.
Okay, so I've got it on my phone. So where do I put the chat?
Right there.
It keeps going like that. Oh, there we go. I didn't hit it hard enough.
You could try Edge and see if it has an edge. Hi, Lynn.
Dang! I just did the diamond thingy.
What did you did?
I don't know. I just hit a button and it took me right out of it. So I have to get back in. I think that's a big deal.
It should just go right back into it, though. Bethany, hi.
So when you do your message, then I've got a bigger screen.
Hi, Jack. I'm a little sad that we didn't get to watch a space shuttle launch today. A little sad. So I think...
Oh, is that the one that they were going for
They were going for like 100 and something days. Yeah. So this would have been the first U.S. NASA launch since 2014, and is supposed to herald in a new age of sending civilians into space.
Was that, so is it the one that, I thought they said it would take like 29 hours to get there.
Yes.
And I thought, maybe 20, and I actually put it in perspective with if you flew somewhere in the world. That's really not that far.
Right. So when Deborah flew to Sierra Leone,
Yeah.
which what I didn't realize is only 3 time zones away from us. But it took her 27 hours flight time to get there. That's almost like a trip to the International Space Station. 2 more hours and you're there.
Like, when you put it in perspective and you have a time zone, like so many hours, but it's really not that,
Yeah,
like, it's really not that far.
it's not bad.
Not that I would go there, but.
Anyways, I think the NASA launch was scrubbed until Saturday. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to YouthTube live and in person. I am your host, Stephen Gilbert. I'm here with 2 of my friends. Andrew's here and Lynn is here. You're gonna get a chance to see them in just a few moments when we play a game, and yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight, I think. So I want to thank you guys first and foremost for being here with me. I'm gonna switch headsets here. There. Okay. So I just a huge thank you for being here with us tonight. It's like beautiful weather outside, and you could be doing all kinds of things outside. And I just want to say thanks so much for being here with us tonight. And yeah, again, we're gonna have a lot of fun. So let's get started. Let's just go through a couple of announcement-y things. Yes, selfies in the Discord channel, like always. Hold on, let me get my phone out so I can post my selfie. Let me know how you're doing in the chat too. Like, post an emoji of how you feel in the chat. So I have this light on behind my head, and I just took a photo, and it kind of looks like I'm an angel, which I am. So there's that. I'm gonna post it. I see Brendan in the Discord. So I see. Okay, Bethany, I totally thought that your emoji was a guy holding onto a carrot. I was like, what? Wait, what? I've never seen that emoji before. How cool would that be, though, if we had like a carrot holding emoji? Kate, Clown Kate, I like it. Jack is feeling cool. Ethan, welcome. So glad that you could be here with us tonight. Let's talk about, let's see, what's up next? We've got post your photo. Summer is funner. Okay, so we're like, this is our second to last YouthTube before summer vacation is going to start, because we're in quarantine and we get to arbitrarily decide when summer vacation starts. So summer is going to start in 3 weeks, I guess. So you have tonight on YouthTube. You have next week on YouthTube, which will be our grand finale YouthTubing night. Okay? That'll be our last night on the YouthTubes, and then after that, We're still going to do stuff on Wednesday night, but it's going to take place all in the Discord server, okay? So you're going to fire up your app, which I look beautiful in, by the way, and then you're going to, on my phone, I think it's the same on most every device, okay? On my phone, I hit the little 3 dots. You can see all my servers that I'm a part of, and then you get to see all of these channels that we have set up in our Discord server. You scroll down, and right down here, there's live chat and or audio. Yeah, video and or audio. We're going to be in there, okay? So you get to use your phone. We actually get to see each other, like have face-to-face conversations with cameras and stuff. And I think that's going to be loads of fun. So, speaking of summer is funner, this next piece warms my heart so much. Huge thank you to Molly for setting this up for us. So Summer is Funner, Season 5 music video debut is coming your way on June the 5th at 12 o'clock p.m., right at noon, on the Discord server. That's the place to view the thingy. Andrew, can you put up the slide? I know Molly worked really hard on the slide. The Summer is Funner music video popsicle. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's the one. So this is a little thing that Molly made up for, and she's done all the work on the music video, so I'm super excited to see it, and I can't wait to actually view it on June the 5th. It's going to be legendary. Okay, so on to games, okay? Because that's a big part of tonight is playing games. So I'm going to invite my 2 friends, Lynn and Andrew, up to the front of the stage. I'm going to disappear behind the stage and kind of run the show from a distance, and we're going to play together. We're going to play a game called Mad Gab, okay? Don't get angry. It's just the title. What's going to happen is on the screen you're going to see a word or a phrase or something, and what we're going to do is you're going to try and guess what that phrase is. How you play along at home is you read these things off the screen, or you listen to Andrew and Lynn butcher the pronunciations of these things, and then you type out properly what the title or what the phrase should be, okay? If you get it first, you get the point, all of you collectively, okay? If they say it first, they'll get the point, okay? So this is a us versus them type thing, so get your thinking caps on, because in just a moment, we're going to play Mad Gab, okay? Be right back. Okay. All right. Be prepared. Going Panzer. Okay. I like it. Okay, so you should be able to hear me. You should be able to see Lynn and Andrew now.
La, la, la. Can you hear us? I don't know. I can't see.
And we can hear you, yes.
No, I unmuted myself.
So as long as you're unmuted, we should be ready to go.
Should I be looking at the YouTube chat or not?
You can. It won't help you to be looking at the YouTube chat because by the time you get their answer, it'll be too late for you to cheat.
Okay. It's kind of annoying because I like hearing you guys' reactions. So
you could watch the chat just for reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna say yes. I'm doomed. I'm doomed.
Most likely. Okay. Here's the first one. This is going to be a test round. Okay. No points on this on this one, okay?
Still gonna win.
First one, here we go. Now, remember, leaders,
Yeah.
you have a 2-second head start on everyone else, okay? So if you lose, it's going to be really bad.
But if we win, then did we really win?
If you win, they'll all say you cheated, and
Yeah.
I'll have to name
No,
them the
Lynn
winners.
cheated.
Yeah, but if Andrew can tell the answers, maybe I'll say you want
Okay. Okay.
Hey, Lynn, talk into your mic a little bit more.
Hello, can everyone hear me? We're going to gang up on Andrew. Actually, no, that's
Bad idea.
sorry.
Bad
Okay.
idea.
So I've increased your volume, so we should be good now. Okay, the first one, here we go. Test round, no points awarded. Here we go. Wrong mouse. There we go.
Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart. Yeah.
Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
That was really fast.
Yeah.
And that is the correct answer. So how this works is these first ones are real easy, okay? So I imagine you're going to get most of these first ones before the students even have a chance to type out the correct answer, especially if you're
So
on
you
a
read
mobile
it first,
keyboard.
and then
So-
I'll guess, and then we can reverse if we need to.
All right, now
read
they're
it first.
strategizing.
You read it first. Or maybe I should do it, and then you'll get to laugh at me. You already thrown me on the bus once today. Oh dear.
Okay. Here we go. Next one,
2 thumbs up. Yeah,
2 thumbs up.
and I'm the one who read it.
Good job.
Yeah,
Wait, was the strategy to have Lynn read it?
yeah, and I
Yeah,
just broke
and
my
then
own
that
strategy.
whole thing messed up. Okay, next one. Here we go.
Oh, that's the
Oh,
answer.
that was the answer. Okay.
Up you go. A piece of cheese.
A piece of cheese. Well played. Good job, Bethany. You got it.
Did
you
she get
hear
it
it
before
first?
us though?
Or did you type it first? I'm willing to negotiate points here. Okay, let's change this. We're gonna change because I think you guys might be further than 2 seconds behind us. So we're gonna go on the honor system, okay? So if you cheat, you'll have no honor, okay? But keep track of how many points you get, okay? If you want to mute Andrew and Lynn, that's cool. Just make sure you turn up the volume when we finish, okay? So keep an eye on the screen. If Lynn and Andrew guess it, I'm going to move on to the next one, okay? Kate, have you just had them muted the entire time? Well played. Good choice. Okay, so keep track of your own points. I'm going to keep track of what Lynn and Andrew get. Now this is a competition between Lynn and Andrew. So the first one of you who says it correctly will get a point, okay?
So are we fighting against each other now?
You're now fighting against each other. See, this is what happens. We changed the rules in the middle of the game. Okay.
That's Lynn's job.
Okay, so we're going to start all over. None of the points that you've already accumulated matter. Here we go.
That was such ease.
Here we go.
21 Dover. 21 done over. 21 done over. I don't even know if that's a phrase or not. I know it's 21 Dandover. 21 Dandover. Dandover? 21.
Bethany, consider that a point for you.
Oh, no, Bethany.
Oh, she got it.
21 Dandover. 21 Dandover.
And it's so funny because Andrew keeps saying it over and over again.
21 Den. 21
Kate, you can
Dandover.
get yourself a point too.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But I don't know what the last part is. 21. Oh, I know.
Oh, Lynn, nice.
I got it. I got it right before you said it. Oh. I so did. I said, I know. I can talk faster in my head.
Okay, so keep track of your own points. Lynn has 1, Andrew has none. Here we go. 21 and over. Next one.
These stars bang. Say it. Say it. These stars spangled banner. The star-spangled banner.
Yes, Andrew.
No, I got that
The
one.
Star-Spangled Banner. Yeah, it helps if you're an
Ban
American.
her.
The Star-Spangled Banner. Okay, next one. Here we go.
Off you go. I know what it is. I didn't even say it. It's Ronald McDonald.
Good job, Andrew. That's exactly right. Ronald McDonald. Okay, so Andrew, you have 1.5 points.
Half
Lynn
points.
has 1.5 points.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because you guys tied on
Sure.
one.
But the kids get 1 point per, right?
Yeah. Here we go.
Dental hygienist.
Yeah, I was going to say that. but you
Dental
stole it out of my
hygienist.
mouth again.
Yes.
I was going to say it. but then you start talking and I'm like I shouldn't have told you the secret. That's exactly what happened.
Okay.
Aquarium. And no. Yeah, it is. It is. I was thinking there was an aquarium. Yeah, no,
Aquarium.
That's
Great
right.
job,
That's
Lynn.
right.
I'm impressed.
She was the one that said she was going to lose. How many more do we have, Stefan?
Nice, Bethany. Good work. Next one.
Wonder.
Oh.
Again, I was going to say, I was
Lynn.
in the process of saying it. You heard me.
I heard nothing.
If you play the recording and listen real closely, I was like, oh, that's what happened.
Yeah, but the O doesn't count.
Stefan, you're supposed to be helping me.
Bethany, I'm going to assume, yeah, that was a typo. So YouTube actually held that for review because apparently your woman as a typo
Oh.
needs to be held. So
Oh, okay.
Sean actually heard you say that, so he's on your side.
Yeah, thank you. I did actually start saying something. I'm just going to have to talk really loud and block my ears.
All right, next one before you guys fight each other.
Volunteer your dime. Volunteer your dime. Volunteer your dime. Your dime.
Hi, Maddie.
Volunteer your dime. Oh, volunteer your time.
Good job.
See,
The
did
dime?
Did you get it before?
Just after you got, like I was piecing it, but I didn't have it when you said it.
Oh, see, I'm still winning in my head. I'm good.
Yeah, when I
Carry
did
on.
this one earlier, the dime was a real problem for me. I couldn't get the dime out of my head into time. Yeah. Hi, Ryan, over on Discord. Okay, next one. Volunteer your time. There we go.
Letter open. Letter opener. Letter opener.
Letter opener. Nice. So what's the score situation right now?
I'm winning. I don't know by how much.
No, you're not. We're tied. 4.5, because you made us a half.
Well, yeah,
I
'cause
think
you
we are
split
tied.
one.
Because you got 2 and I got 2 that you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, letter opener.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Hardware store. Hardware store. I didn't say it, but now
You
I
didn't
did
say
you
it.
hesitated. Hardware store. Just to make it clear, I said it first.
So that's the funny thing about this
You
game.
have to say it, even if I say it, you have to say it emphatically like you know it. Hardware store.
I have to hear that you have confidence about what you're saying.
See?
But if he's already said it before I start to say it, then he gets a point, right?
Yeah. Anyway, next one. We're good. Hardware store.
All right. All right. It was hardware store. Here's the next one.
AP Street. A pastry. AP Streety. A peace treaty.
Yeah. A peace treaty.
Yeah.
A peace treaty. hippie?
Ooh, 2 points. 2 points.
Maddie said hippie. Kate thought it was ABCD. But you're close. Like, that's the thing about these things. Like, it could be anything. Okay, next one.
Just pull request.
This one took me a little while to figure out, too.
Pull request. Just a humble request?
No.
Justice humble request. Justice humble request. Justice humble. Just a simple request.
Yes, just a simple request.
There we go.
All right, next one. Hi, Kristen. Welcome to the party.
I'm winning by 3 points. Kanuki Pit, who years elf? Kanuki Pit, who years elf? Can you keep it to yourself?
Oh, nicely done. So I'm noticing a trend here where on the easier ones, Lynn got them really quick. And the harder ones, Andrew's working them out. Bethany, you're so close.
Like I said, it works faster in my
Kate,
head, but to
yes,
get from
that's
up
exactly
here to
right.
here, you're faster.
Yeah. Yeah, can you keep it to yourself? Okay, so I have a few
That's
more.
a typo. To yourself.
Oh, it is to you yourself.
Yeah.
Boy, you can't buy anything.
Did you
remarkable
buy it?
these
You
days.
should request refunds.
I did.
Stefan.
I'm gonna send this back.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Return. Sink or swim. Sink or swim.
Yes, good job. Sink or swim. Next one.
I bleed dinner scent. I bleed dinner scent. I plead innocent. Yeah. Yeah, that's I said it. I plead innocent.
I'm confused about who should get the point there, because Lynn actually finished it before you said it.
I started saying it. She can have. Next time I'm going to talk really fast. You're not going to understand what I'm
Sean
saying.
thinks Andrew should get it. Sean will cast the vote over there, so Andrew can have the point.
Lynn can have it. I'll still win.
Ooh. Okay, I plead innocent. Maddie is on your side.
I don't want to be guilty there,
saying
so
that
you can
Lynn
have
needs
it.
more points. Okay, next one.
Few own lean hue. Oh, this is feel like it's the person. Few own lean hue. Few own lean hue. Few own lean hue. Lean hue.
Kate is rooting
Lean
for
hue.
you, Lynn.
Few on lean hue. Few on lean hue. Few on lean hue.
It's funny knowing
Few
the
on lean
answers,
hue.
listening to you
Lean
guys
hue.
say it.
Few on lean hue. I feel are there any people's names here and any of them?
No, I took out
Okay.
all the names.
Okay, because if there's people's names, it's gonna confuse me. So
the only name I
Few
left
on
in
lean
was
hue.
Martha Stewart.
Yeah,
If you only
I got that
knew.
as you were saying it this time.
Good job.
As
Lynn.
you were saying it. No, I said before. Before I said.
Okay,
Before I
so
said it.
Kate
This
was
time
actually the
after.
first one to get that. Great job, Kate. Brendan said, you own lean-to, which I'll accept, and I will give you that point, Brendan. Okay, a few more.
I can sit. I can sit in your eyes. I can see it in your eyes.
Ooh, well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Okay, this
I
one's...
feel like that's part of a song. Yeah, I think it might be Owl City. I don't know. Or a song. Yeah. Wait, next.
Okay, this is the last one. All right? This one actually took me a long time.
Am I winning still?
to get.
How much am I winning? I have to know. 1? Okay.
Okay, so this one is
I don't have
worth
to get this one
3
then.
points.
No! No!
Okay,
Stefan!
here we go.
Achings, high speed. 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 A king-size bed.
A king-size bed. Yes, that is correct. Well done. So according to Sean's math, that now is 13.5 points for Andrew and 6.5 points for Lynn. Great job, Andrew. Hey, let me know how many of those you got in the chat. And
How many of you got? We want to know who had the highest total.
who had the highest total
Yes.
out of the youth? Did you get them all before they did?
I think Bethany got one or two before.
Oh, all I see is and apply the rules up there. Uh-oh. That's not a good question to ask for Lynn.
Kate got 6. Hey, 6 is great. 6 is great. I know Brendan at least got 1 because I gave him 1 point. I think you.
What are you saying? Are you doing conspiracy theory? And now you're trying to add both of our scores to beat the kids?
I think
That's
so.
totally fair.
That's what I heard. Jack, you didn't get any? Those were some of them are hard, and I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes my brain just does not compute in that manner. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna switch back over to this. Yeah. No volume. Thanks, Kate. No. There. Good. Good. Yeah, I was saying that I went over all those with my kids earlier, and I was able to get all of them. You know, I wasn't competing against anyone. But Payson would read it off, and like I would hear what Payson says and be able to come up with it pretty easily. So that worked out really pretty well. The last one gave me the hardest time. Anyways, so tonight, it's like the second to last youth tube. So here we are. Tonight, I want to talk to you about quarantine, because that's what we're all in, right? We're all quarantined. And when this whole like COVID-19 thing started, I started thinking, like, what's a relatable story in the Bible that I could relate this to? And someone else had a really good idea, and they wrote this short thing about Paul and how Paul in the Bible he's like the ultimate guy. Like, if I could choose to be a guy in the Bible other than Jesus, like Paul is a pretty solid choice. Now, on the one side, like Paul went through like some crazy hard things, but also Paul's kind of like this superstar in the Bible. Like I look at him as like a guy who could do no wrong, and like, I don't know, it just seems like the whole Christian world at the time looked up to Paul, and so that's kind of who I would want to be, emulate my life after. So this guy, his name is Paul, and he's under house arrest. Now, house arrest is a little bit different than quarantined, because he was sequestered to his house or put in his house because he did wrong in the eyes of the law. What we're experiencing is close, but really, you're allowed to go outside, you're allowed to play in your yard, you still have school work to do. It's nothing like house arrest at all. But this guy, his name was Paul, and I think his experience can give us an incredible insight into how God wants us to respond to the situation that we find ourselves in now. So Paul, when we first meet him, we're introduced to Paul, and his name isn't Paul at the time. You'll notice a few times in the Bible that when we first encounter a character, when they have a really life-changing experience with God, their name gets changed. And that's exactly what's happening here with this guy named Saul. He starts out as Saul, and then he has this life-changing experience with Jesus, and his name is then changed to Paul. It just makes reading it a little bit more confusing, a little bit more things that you have to keep track of, but it's definitely doable. So he went from being one of the worst persecutors of Christians. Now, do you understand what I mean by persecutor? I mean, this dude was killing anyone who said they followed Jesus. Do you follow Jesus? Oh, yes, I do. Slain. Dead. Gone. That's Saul. Okay? And then he has this experience with Jesus. And then he turns into being one of the most influential Christians who ever lived. As a Christian, Paul was on fire from the start. You know, he shared Jesus with anybody and everybody, even people who had never heard of Jesus. I mean, this dude's going on missions trips. He's encouraging churches. He's planting churches. I mean, needless to say, Paul is pumped about Jesus. But the Pharisees and all the other religious people, they really want to shut him up. So do you know why that happened? I'll tell you. It was because he told people that they didn't have to abide by all the religious laws in order to be saved. He told them that Jesus had died on the cross to save them from the penalty of their sins. And the religious leaders were angry. And can you guess who else was angry? Satan. Satan was mad because this is his main evil dude. And his main evil dude has switched sides, and now he's on Team Jesus. So Satan and the Pharisees are doing everything in their power to stop Paul from sharing the good news about what Jesus had done. And Paul wrote a list of some of the things that had happened to him. You can find this in 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 24 through 28. And it says this: 5 times I received at the hands of the Jews the 40 lashes less one, so 49 lashes. 3 times I was beaten with rods. Once I was stoned, and that's not like the medicinal kind now. That's rocks being hurled at you until you are no more. 3 times I was shipwrecked. A night and a day I was adrift at sea, on frequent journeys, in danger from rivers, danger from robbers, danger from my own people, danger from Gentiles, danger in the city, danger in the wilderness, danger at sea, danger from false brothers, in toil and hardship, through many sleepless nights, in hunger and in thirst, often without food, in cold and exposure. Besides everything else, I face daily the pressure of my concern for all the churches. Again, that's 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 24 through 28. You see, Paul was thrown into prison several times. And prison is a little bit like quarantine, but on steroids. You know, we think we have it bad now, but about 5 years of Paul's life was spent in prison or under house arrest. 5 years. Talk about no fun. I mean, he had no video games, no Snapchat, no Instagram. They wouldn't even let him have the Wi-Fi to upload his TikTok videos. I mean, the enemy is trying to shut him up by throwing all these difficulties at him. And in an effort to get him to think of himself above others and stop living his life to spread the news of Jesus. And I think Satan's probably doing that to some of us too. And probably now more than ever. I mean, what does the enemy usually throw at you to shut you up? Isolation, setbacks in your life, family conflict and issues, broken relationships, temptation and struggles. I mean, if I had to define what quarantine has felt like, it's felt like isolation. It's felt like a setback in my life. There's definitely been family conflict and issues. I wouldn't say broken relationships, but strained relationships for sure. Temptation and struggle. Yeah, absolutely. Now, is it working? Has Satan been effective in keeping you from sharing Jesus with others? Has he been able to get you to think that your life is all about you, about your comfort, and about your happiness? And have you been bored? So how should we respond to all the stuff that Satan's throwing at us? Well, let's first take a look at how Paul responded. And here's a multiple choice question for you. Okay? Listen closely. Paul was thrown in prison, basically quarantined, but way worse. What did Paul do while he was in lockdown? Did he A, cry about being mistreated? B, whine about being falsely accused? C, complain about how bored he was? D, filled his time with endless hours of video games and Netflix? Or E, figured out how to continue his ministry, writing letters to encourage churches, and share Jesus with everyone who would listen, even the guards who were keeping him in bondage? Yeah, pretty obvious, right? Of course, it's E. You know, Satan threw all these things at Paul to get him to shut up. But instead, Paul used these circumstances to get fired up even more about the gospel. I want you to take a look at what Paul says in 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 28. It says this, and this is in the English Standard Version. He says, "Besides the other things, what comes upon me daily is my deep concern for all the churches." So remember that long list of things that I read at the beginning, the shipwrecks, the beatings, all of those things. He ends that long list that had happened to him by saying he still had a deep concern for all the churches. All those other things were just things that had happened to him. His main concern was for people. He wasn't concerned about himself. He was thinking of others. You know, while Paul was in prison, Paul wrote 4 letters that ended up becoming books of our Bible. There's Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, and Philemon, or Philemon, however you say it. You know, he didn't let his situation quiet him down. And this is really humbling to me, you know, because I've written some emails, I've chatted in our Discord server, but I haven't written the kind of letters that Paul has written. And Paul had all the excuses in the world to take care of himself and his own concerns. Nobody would have faulted him for taking a break from ministry. But instead, he constantly thought of others above himself. Take a look at Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 to 4. It says, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourself, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others." A couple years ago, or was it last year? I can't tell. Time is like irrelevant right now.
But whenever it was, you guys remember the Hurricane Dorian, right? It wasn't that long ago. Hurricane Dorian went through and just kind of obliterated the Caribbean islands. And then a day or so later, we had it here in Halifax. And things got blown around, trees were down. Some places lost power for a long time. And yeah, it was pretty rough. But I'm so thankful for what our church did. You see, it would have been so easy for all of us at Cornerstone, this church, to say, oh, wow, things are bad here. Let's stay here and help out and do things here. Let's get the power back on. Let's provide water here. But instead, we didn't think about our own needs. We flew people down to the Caribbeans where they had no clean drinking water, where things were literally flattened to the ground and rebuilding had to take place. People were dying because they had no access to clean water. And it would have been to no fault of our own to stay home, to fix the things that were going on here. But instead, we chose to see how others needed help. We decided to take our help and go elsewhere. You know, while in prison, Paul wrote this. It's from Philippians chapter 2, verse 3 to 8. It says, "Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. Let each of you look not only to your own interests, but also to the interests of others. Have this in mind among yourselves, which is yours in Christ Jesus, who, though he was in the form of God, didn't count equality with God a thing to be grasped, but he emptied himself by taking the form of a servant, being born in the likeness of men, and being found in human form, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to the point of death, even death on a cross." I mean, here we have Jesus, who's literally God, and he came to serve. So, what can you do to serve others during this time of quarantine? Think about it. What skills do you have? What abilities do you have? What kind of access do you have? And most importantly, pray. Pray and ask God what he wants you to do. I mean, God is so creative. Literally creative. He created everything. So let his creativity shine through you. Use your resources, use your technology, use your friends, whatever you can to shine Jesus even while you're on lockdown. Also, don't just allow yourself to be quarantined. Choose to be quarantined for Jesus. You know, there's a big difference in that statement. Don't just allow yourself to be on lockdown. Choose to be on lockdown for Jesus Christ. You know, there's a girl on Instagram and she was selling cupcakes to raise money for children with cancer. Do you know how much she raised? I mean, just this little girl. She raised $1,150 in just 2 weeks. Here's another idea. Use your family. How about you go to your parents and say, let's do something together as a family to serve others in this time. You might have to pick them up off the floor if they pass out, but then you can discuss the idea with them. But you know, prayer is essential to success. Prayer is essential to success. Remember that Paul wrote these next verses while he was on lockdown. Colossians chapter 1, verses 9 through 12. He says, "For this reason, since the day we heard about you, we have not stopped praying for you. We continually ask God to fill you with the knowledge of his will through all the wisdom and understanding that the Spirit gives, so that you may live a life worthy of the Lord and please him in every way, bearing fruit in every good work, growing in the knowledge of God, being strengthened with all power according to his glorious might, so that you may have great endurance and patience, and giving joyful thanks to the Father, who has qualified you to share in the inheritance of his holy people in the kingdom of light. And then if we take a look at Colossians chapter 4, verses 3 to 4, it says, and this is Paul speaking. He says, pray for us too, that God may open a door for our message, so that we may proclaim the mystery of Christ, for which I am in chains. Pray that I may proclaim it clearly as I should. I mean, this is Paul, and he's in jail. And what does he say? Pray for us, that God may open a door for our message. In order to persevere, Paul knew that others needed prayer and encouragement. In order to persevere, Paul knew that he needed prayer and encouragement. And Paul knew that the enemy, Satan, was going to keep attacking him to try and stop God's message and to wear him down. So Paul not only asked for prayer, but he actively prayed for others. So tonight, as we wrap things up, it's a simple question. Who will you ask to pray for you? And who are you going to pray for? Let me say that again. Who will you ask to pray for you? And who will you pray for? You see, we need to encourage one another through our conversations, but more importantly, through prayer. Prayer is asking the only one who can sustain us through the worst of situations for help. And he loves to answer our prayers. And I'm so thankful that God gave us a Bible example of what is possible even while being in quarantine. And I pray that we would be bold enough to use this situation to get even more fired up about Jesus. So once again, I'll ask that question. Who will you ask to pray for you? And who will you pray for? Now, I'm going to pray for all of you. And just let me know in the chat. Slip a hand up with an emoji if you want to. If you want me to pray especially for you and anything that you've got going on, you can write it down in the chat, or you can just message in the Discord server and leave your prayer request there. Also, all of our leaders would be more than happy to chat with any of our students. If you need a little bit of encouragement, if you need to ask for prayer, feel free to do that, because really we're here to help you. Okay, yeah, I see some hands in the chat, so I'm going to be praying for you especially, and let's bow in a word of prayer. Father, thank you so much for tonight. And God, help us as we look at this lockdown situation, and we're getting some good news that some businesses are opening next week, and things are looking promising with only a few people being infected right now. And God, we do want to pray especially for those who are infected, for the families who have experienced loss through all of these through this time. God, would you be with them? Would you bring healing where there needs to be healing, and would you bring comfort where there needs to be comfort? And Father, for all these students who are experiencing some grief, some loneliness even, maybe some quarrels with family members, some fights with family, God, would you just be with each one of these students? God, remind them that they don't have to just go through lockdown, but they can use lockdown to glorify you. And God, it's as simple as praying for one another. It's as simple as using some creativity to find some good ideas to help one another. So Father, as they wrestle with who they can ask to pray for them, and as they wrestle with who they can be praying for, Lord, I pray that you'd bring some names to mind and make it really clear to them who they can be praying for and who they would like to be praying for them. Lord, give them the boldness to ask for prayer. Lord, give them the strength to continue to pray for other people this week. God, we love you and we thank you again for all that you do for us. And it's in Jesus' name that I ask. Amen. Again, guys, thanks so much for being here tonight. and really appreciate hanging out with you guys and having some fun with you guys. And once again, just in case you missed the announcements at the front end, Molly's putting together a music video. It's going to debut in our Discord server. So if you're not on Discord yet, Ethan, you should get there really quick because there's some cool things going on there. And also in 2 weeks' time, like tonight is our second to last Youth Tube. Next week is our grand finale for the year of YouTube, and then after that it's going to be Discord only. We'll be in the voice chat, video chat, whatever the chat, and have some fun in there. So you want to get into Discord. There's a lot of fun stuff that's going on. Andrew and I have got to explain to Lynn what TED is all about because tomorrow is RTT, and if you're in the Discord chat, you understand what that means. And you don't need to say RTT anymore, which is really cool. So Andrew's got some updates for us about TED and all things bot. But yeah, so that's what's going on. TED is great. Like as much as a human can love a robot, those are my feelings towards TED. I'm super excited for tomorrow. Like I might wake up really early in order to hang out with Ted because he's so cool. So wait, let me know in the chat, which bot do you prefer? Okay, so I understand Yak Yak was kind of a fiasco on Saturday, but which one have you found more fun? Yak Yak or Ted? I'm so curious to know. I mean, for me, I feel like right now, at the moment of filming this, Ted is much more entertaining to me, personally. Yak Yak is a legit weirdo. Like, off the chain weird. Like, it's just weird. Right? Yak Yak is like, he's like starved for love and is looking for it in all the wrong places. So I messaged Andrew at one point in the afternoon, and I don't remember who was having a conversation with Yak Yak at the time, but I was in there with, it might have been Molly and a couple of the other students, and I don't know how it happened, but we started talking about religion and with God, and I messaged Andrew, and I'm like, I've never felt like I'd had to witness to a robot before until now. Like I felt like I needed to share my faith with Yak Yak. It was the most bizarre experience I've had in a while. But Andrew has been hard at work working with Yak Yak, making a blacklist of some more things that we didn't anticipate. So I am looking forward to Saturday and getting to know Yak Yak and its many personalities again this week. So it's just bizarre. Speaking of fun things, Maddie and some other people watching this, you'll be interested to know on, I can't remember if it's June the 5th or June the 6th, but whatever that Friday is moving up Sunday or moving up Friday. Yeah, move up Friday. I think it's June 5th. That's your move up Sunday. No, I don't know why I keep saying Sunday. That's your move up day that you'll be invited into our Discord server and you get to stay there, okay? There's lots of fun stuff that goes on in the Discord server. I hope I'm communicating that enough tonight, that there's fun stuff in the Discord server. Yeah, so you get to move up on June the 5th into our Discord server. And on that day, Molly's going to premiere Summer is Funner, the music video, to help you guys get a little bit more acquainted with youth and the people who are in it. And yeah, it's just going to be really super duper cool, yo. Ted is a blue human. I was not convinced that Cleverbot was a bot for some time. Like, I'm pretty sure it's like a group of people somewhere, and they all take turns replying to people. And like, I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, so those are some things that are coming up that you have to look forward to. We're gonna end now. Yeah. Have a good night, everyone. God bless, and we'll talk to you soon.